guys, so I am back and I'm recording the video that I promised about how to increase your breast milk supply, ways that I did and things that worked for me specifically. So just to start, I do want to let everyone know, if I hadn't mentioned it before, I do have breast implants, so silicone. With that said, it does pose a curveball and make things a little more challenging for some people. Tons of women breastfeed with implants without a problem. However, some people do struggle, and I, for one, didn't have a lot of tissue or breast tissue naturally before I got my implants. So I do think that that's part of the reason I also struggled to establish a supply in the beginning. So just wanted to give that disclaimer. But this doesn't mean this tip won't apply. These tips won't apply to anybody. And if anything, it'll help people that think they can't breastfeed because they have implants. You can. So the first thing that I did was I met with the lactation consultant when the baby was only 1 week old, which was the best thing because we determined she did have a latch problem. She was tongue-tied. That's when you have to look it up. It's like the thing under your tongue is like tight and they can't open their mouth as wide and get as good a grip on the nipple. So that can cause, obviously, problems with the latch. So we did get that corrected, like I told you guys earlier. Before she was 3 weeks, she was like 2 weeks old. And then I met with the lactation consultant after that because I still was not seeing any improvement in my supply. So what my lactation consultant did and what they'll do, you can ask them a million questions, which I had so many questions jotted down, like ready to just ask her everything. And then they check the latch. They'll do a weighted feed. So they'll weigh the baby before, you'll nurse, and they'll weigh them after to let you know how much milk transferred to the baby, which is very important because you never know when you're nursing how much is the baby drinking. You have no idea. And then what else did she do? Oh, she watched me pump. So she came to my house, which is a good thing. Contact your insurance. It was covered. They'll let you know which lactation consultants come to you or you have to go there. But she came here. She watched me pump. She checked my flame size on the pump. She pretty much just made sure I was using the pump correctly. Also taught me to squeeze my boobs as I was pumping to make more milk come out. So it was very good. And she told me to lubricate the flanges, which I didn't know. I thought that I shouldn't put anything on them because it would make it too slippery, but it actually decreased the friction, which made it better. So I learned a lot just on how to pump with meeting with the lactation consultant. So those are also some tips that you guys can utilize too. And I have some notes here on what else she did. But after that, she also recommended I do a pumping marathon. So what that was, it was for 72 hours. Again, the baby was probably 3.5 weeks at this time. For 72 hours, I would pump after every feed. So at this point, she was eating every 2 hours, and I was pumping for 15 to 20 minutes after every feed. So that also is important to help establish your supply. You just got to keep telling the body, I need more, give me some more. So I did that for 72 hours, and that also helped tremendously because I was only getting like half an ounce after each feeding, which was fine because that's the point. You're just trying to make it produce more. But by the third day, I was already getting like an ounce after each feed. So it definitely helped increase my supply. But it wasn't still like what I wanted because I wanted, you see everybody filling up bottles on Instagram and the social pressure is unreal, which is not necessary, by the way. You do not need to like have a ton. You just need to feed your baby. The baby needs to be full. That's important. So she also recommended that I take a supplement. I have it here. It's called Mother's Love More Milk Special Blend. However, this gave me really bad gas. Like I couldn't stop burping and the baby kept getting the hiccups and stuff. I don't know if it was really this. I felt like it was. So I stopped taking these, but I realized what was important in these and what she was trying to get me to take them for is because it contains goat's rue. So that is an herb that increases your glandular tissue. So it basically makes you have more of the mammary tissue that you need to make more milk. So I don't know the technical terms, but that's as close as I can get. So what I did was I researched other products that I could try, because that I didn't think it was agreeing with me. And I did find another one, and it's called this, Let There Be Milk. So this is pretty pricey, but this is a 2-ounce container. It's like 30 bucks, but it was worth it, because and you have to take the goat's root for it. Some people see results quick. Some people it takes about 10 days. But I can tell you, once I started on this, I did literally see results within the first day. It really helped. And I take 3 dropperfuls a day, so I space them out. But you could take it up to 5 times a day. And any review you look up, anything you see about this, it will tell you it's the worst tasting thing in America. It is. It's pretty bad. Look what it looks like. It's pretty nasty. And it smells like grass and some other stuff mixed together. But all you do is you just drop it in a shot of juice, and it's nothing. Like, the people almost scared me not to get it because they were complaining about how awful it tastes, and it wasn't worth the taste. And I'm like, just put it in some juice. So that's what I did. Cranberry juice, orange juice, whatever kind of juice I had in the fridge, I would just put it in a shot of it and take it, and it was fine. Like, literally couldn't taste it. So that is the supplement that I added on. I also did the lactation balls that are everywhere on Pinterest. Pretty much the ingredients in that are flaxseed, oatmeal, and what else? Oh, the brewer's yeast. So that's the same stuff you find in the cookies that they have out there. But I personally didn't like the cookies. I tried them. They didn't really notice a difference. And then I also felt like by cooking them, because I didn't make them a batch, I was kind of denaturing a lot of the active ingredients that I needed. So the lactation balls, you don't cook them, you just assemble the ingredients together. And I felt like they worked better because the ingredients didn't get denatured in any way because they weren't heated up or cooked. So I thought they worked better, and I wouldn't eat a ton of them. Like, I would just snack on them every now and then. That's the other thing. You have to eat, and eat enough. When I was first lactating or breastfeeding, I wasn't consuming enough calories. I was just tired. It was like sleep or eat. I'm gonna take this nap. So once she pointed that out to me too, that my calories may be too low, and started snacking and just associating, okay, every time I feed her, I need to have a snack, or every 2 hours or so, I was making sure I was putting something in my body in addition to water. I noticed a big difference. Like, literally, once I just started eating, I was only eating like one or 2 meals a day, and I didn't even realize it. I was just not hungry. I was just so tired. So once I did that, it helped. So this is not a time to diet or count calories or be on any type of restricted food intake. You got to feed your baby. So that's my opinion. I didn't care about counting calories. So I'm gonna have this little belly for as long as I need to feed my baby, because it's not going to happen any other way. The other thing is water. I drink Gatorade or Powerade, some type of sports drink, or a coconut water, at least 1 bottle. In the Body Armor was also something I do. I alternate whatever's on sale at the grocery store this week, and I just drink 1 a day. I do feel like it helps me. I do feel like I get more on the days that I drink these these sports drinks. It's because of the electrolytes, and apparently I read somewhere that the electrolytes help your body absorb water better, like regular water. So if you're depleted in these and you're consuming the sports drinks, it does help. So I think it helped, and I'm glad I started doing that. So 1 meal a day, I put that with it. Otherwise, I'm a water drinker. I did do the Mother's Milk Tea. They have a new one out that's Fenugreek free, because apparently Fenugreek does affect some women's supply negatively. I didn't experience that. I used Fenugreek with my other child, with my first son, and it didn't have an effect on me in a bad way. So I guess you kind of gotta play it by ear or just give it a try. I didn't think it affected me, so I would have a glass of the tea every night. Now, I don't do it every night. I do it maybe every other night, every other morning, kind of when I want tea. It's kind of too hot for tea, but you can drink it cold. But so I don't feel like that necessarily is increasing my supply, but I think it is help maintaining it, the fact that I am incorporating it in there every now and then. What else did I do? That's pretty much it in the power pumping. I know you probably see that people say you have to do a power pumping session. I was power pumping, at least I try to do it once a week. Now I haven't been doing it as much, but I did try to do one power pumping session a week. And what that is over a 30-minute time frame. You pretty much pump for 20 minutes, you take a 10-minute break, you pump for 10, a 10-minute break, and then 10 more minutes of pumping. So what that is supposed to do is mimic a cycle from a baby of, what is it called? Crap, I can't remember. Cluster feeding, that's what it is. It's supposed to mimic a cluster feeding cycle from a baby, and it's supposed to help and boost up your supply or maintain it. And again, I was doing it a lot in the beginning, at least once a week, sometimes 2 nights a week, and it did help tremendously. And I do want to point out, I'm still not like an overproducer. I don't have like, I'm not pumping 8 ounces in the bottle or 5 from each boob. Like, I will get combined from both breasts at the most 5 ounces. Sometimes in the middle of the night pumping, because she doesn't wake up anymore, so I do still wake up and pump at midnight. I have a timer set on my phone. I'll get sometimes 6 ounces during those, but that's just because I've went so long without, you know, nursing. She may eat at 8:30 or 9, and that's also important too, just maintaining a schedule or feeding on demand, whatever it is. You just want to try to make sure you're not making the time in between nursing so great, because that does have an effect. So I think that's it. There's not a whole lot else that I've done. I do have a pretty good freezer stash, so I can continue to give her breast milk, you know, well past when my capabilities stop producing. I did go back to work, like I stated before, a month ago, and I've been pumping at work every 3 hours. In the beginning, it was fine. I was getting 3.5 to 4 ounces each session, which is what she's taking currently. But now I did notice it's starting to drop down a little bit. I think just because I'm not getting the stimulation from an actual baby as much. So I am looking into other things to do to keep my supply strong while I'm pumping at work. One thing that I did just get was this product. It's called Pump Princess by Legendary. I've only been taking it for a day, so I can't comment on how I feel about it just yet, but I will let you guys know for sure. Just curious to see if this will help me at work, because some days at work I'm only getting like 2.5 ounces, which make me panic because I'm like, I need more than this. But I do have my middle of the night pump to help supplement it. So on average I get 10 ounces at work. But you know, and she needs, I send her to school with 3 bottles or daycare, so I need like 12 ounces. And that's the other thing that I'm gonna see if this helps to increase that supply. And there's another secret ingredient that I'm also gonna try, but that won't be for another month, and I'm gonna see if I can hold off on that. I'm sure some of you guys may know what it is, but let's just say I couldn't get it here in the States. But we'll talk about that later. Other than that, I think that's it as far as what I did to increase my supply, and just making sure that you're either pumping or feeding every 3 hours, at least during the daytime, is essential, because you just got to keep giving your body the signal that it's time to eat. I need more milk, that type of thing. So if there's any questions about any of the products, I found everything on Amazon. And other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions about what I did, I'd be more than happy to help answer that. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later.